Hello, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, welcome, guest Marissa.
Yes, hello.
So, by the way, I love the emoji that you put next to your
Oh,
name.
yes. I saw you had an emoji last time, and I was like, I'm getting one this time.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, so hey, if you're joining the live, make sure to leave a chat, even if it's just an emoji. Emoji says 1,000 words, maybe you don't have anything to say, maybe you don't have any questions. But so I was thinking about Well, first of all, Marissa, what is it that we do here on this channel? Like,
What
what's our
do
new
we
live
here?
streams every Friday at 2:30 moving forward? Like, what are we doing here?
We kind of just, talk about a lot of astrology stuff, a lot of tarot stuff, but also just like, you know, what's going on in the universe. And we were talking about the eclipse last week, just stuff like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. It's a new thing.
I like your little setup today.
Thanks. I'm in my dad's work's conference room because I'm waiting for my freaking car to be done. I had to drop it off today, and it's taking forever.
What is
So
it?
happy
Oil
for
change
him.
or
Yeah, it's just like a routine maintenance, and I dropped it off at 11, and it is now 2:30, and I haven't heard anything. Super cool.
um so I was wondering like what do you find yourself doing the most as far as you know with the esoteric, right? Because as a life strategist, I use astrology as part of how I help people and how I help them understand themselves or their partner, or even could be a colleague, a coworker, a parent. It doesn't have to be just relationships. I mean, it's all types of relationships, is what I mean to say. And
Mm-hmm.
so, on my other channel, I've been getting a lot of requests to do the reaction videos. And I remember the first time I saw, before I even started the channel, a couple years ago during COVID and all that, 2020, um, there was this song. Somebody mentioned this artist. So I was watching somebody's podcast. They mentioned this artist, Tom McDonald, and I was curious. I looked the guy up, and he had just come out with the song that even he was like, I don't know if it was, I think it was Fox, and he's been on Newsmax and whatnot.
Okay.
And the song was Fake Woke. And I remember it was like, oh my God, this guy's brilliant. Oh my God. I shared it to my best friend. She watches it, comes back. She's like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. So the reason I'm saying this is because while I was talking to her, I said, dude, I have a feeling this guy's a Virgo. She's like, no way. I was thinking like a Leo. And I was like, I don't know. He's a Virgo. I'm like, let's look it up. Let's see if the internet. Because again,
Yeah.
I didn't even know if the guy existed. So I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea that even if I could find his birthday and all that stuff on the internet, girl, right there live on the phone with her,
You're
he's a
like, yep,
Virgo.
he's a Virgo. Mm-hmm.
And then his producer, director, editor to all his videos is his girlfriend
Mm.
called Nova Rockefeller. And, he gives credit to all the videos, produced, directed, whatever, or this video made by Nova Rockefeller. So I didn't look her up until 2 days ago because it came into conversation when I was doing another reaction video to his latest song called Fighter. And I was like, you know, because they have such a great relationship. And I was like, okay, I got to look at their astrology.
Yeah.
So I look her up, and I mean, unless the stats are wrong or like the information that's out there is wrong, she's July 22nd.
That's
So
like the cusp, right? Yeah.
exactly of Cancer Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Cancers also rule creativity, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously Leo too.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she has this quality about her that I just picked up on my own before I looked her up. She had this quality of a nurturer, a giver, uh, family, togetherness. These things just came through me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Cancer was tied perfectly into that. But then the Leo with because she seems like she's outgoing. She was a singer herself. I mean, she still is a singer, I guess. But like, that's I think I don't know. I don't remember the entire backstory of these two. I believe they met before they both moved to LA, but they could have just met in LA anyway.
Yeah.
And they went through some hard shit. like he was all into drugs, and I don't know if
Yeah.
she was. So don't quote me. I don't know exactly, but I'm like, again, I don't have their time of birth. So I was like, I
Yeah.
can't really read their charts. But just on a superficial level of him being a Virgo, and he's like end of, not cusp, but hold on a second. Let me see. Tom McDonald. Let me look it up again. I believe it was like September 20th too.
No,
Yeah.
that's almost Libra.
September 21st.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, of course, I totally see it in him as well. The Libra, because he's all about justice and he's all about
That's
what's
actually crazy too that they're both like on the cusp. That's like very interesting.
right.
I wonder
So
if there's
yeah.
any like anything in that. Like if you're more compatible with someone, if you're like on the cusp, if you're also more compatible with someone on the cusp or not. I wonder if there's any like research done with that.
Yeah, I think so. There's always, there's the blanket of like any science, right? Or any system where there's the reasons for this, and if certain placements and aspects make you this way, or have an area in your life that might be harder because of your aspects, the way you were born, the time, date. And if anybody's watching this replay, I definitely recommend that you find out what time you were born and go to like astro.com and put your stats in there, put your info, your date of birth, the time of birth, town, latitude, longitude. It all matters. But even if there's a blanket way of, okay, this is what this means, this is what that means, right? And this is what a square is, and this is, what aspects are, and why the 12 houses and what each house represents, right? So all that is like basic. But what makes, I believe, an astrologer really good, or even, particularly unique, is that you didn't just read it and study it and then you just regurgitate it, right? And then you're like, okay, well, do you know what I mean? So you're right. I just can't think right now if there's really anything out there about cusp.
Yeah.
As far as cusp into couples.
Yeah. That's
but I believe every astronomer, I believe that every astrologer, they, maybe you could say, assume, or they interpret it. That's what I mean to say. They interpret it differently.
Yeah.
And I believe you just did a live, raw interpretation
Ooh.
of how they're both on the cusp.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking that. I just thought, what cusp are they on, right? So I'm like, okay, Cancer, Leo to Virgo, Libra.
No, that's very interesting, because it's not like they're like kind of near the end. Like they're within the last 3 days.
Right.
Of the term.
Right. It's funny. Didn't I do this again? I keep, when I look at you.
Yeah. Were they born in the same year?
See, if I go like this, I'm looking at you, but you're over here.
Yeah.
On my screen.
I know.
I'm trying to make sure I look at you when you're talking.
This whole podcast is just going to be us flipping back and forth. But are they born in the same year? Like, are they the same age?
84.
Yeah, that's even crazier. That they're both on the cusp.
Let me, I mean, that's, at least that's what the internet has. And, the internet doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So he's 34. And so if I go type in Nova. Here we go.
So what made you think that he was a Virgo?
It was my instinct, literally intuition. And I felt it very strong too. That's why my girlfriend was surprised. She's like, no, I would think he's more like a Leo or somebody more boisterous or fiery and whatnot. And I was like, I guess his features, it was a combination of things, but it wasn't like I was thinking it.
Yeah.
But hearing this song, seeing him for the first time, I always ask the question to myself. I go, what do you think this person is?
Yeah.
And whatever comes to me is what I stick with. But then, of course, after, when I asked the question, it was like Virgo. And I was like, I was surprised myself. I was surprised that he was a Virgo, but I didn't question it. And then when I looked it up, and I'm like, yo, I was like totally surprised. And yet I do this all the time because that's the whole point of your intuition.
Yeah.
And, part of manifestation. I know you like to talk about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It's like, so can you see her? So they're
Yeah.
both the same age,
Yeah.
1988. What an interesting year too.
10 years
1988.
before me.
10 years?
Yeah. I'm 24.
I cannot believe. And 1998 was one of my most magical years, transcending, transformative.
Mm-hmm.
I totally stopped teaching. I left a wonderful partner. It was just about.
Wasn't he a Virgo?
No, he was a Leo.
Oh, he was your Leo. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was the fact that I had the perfect life and I had nothing to complain about, but I felt like there was something missing. And it was because everything was too perfect, where I needed passion.
Mm-hmm.
And having everything work perfectly fine, perfect job, perfect boyfriend, perfect house, perfect everything. And it's like,
simple.
Say that again?
It was too simple.
I guess. I mean, that's one way to look at it. But at the time, I was just like, I kept looking out the window, I kept looking for something else. And I thought, what if I'm missing out? Am I really living my purpose? Am I really living a true life, a fulfilled life?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's working perfect didn't fulfill me.
I mean,
it wasn't boring. It was like, because he had all this passion for me, but I loved him deeply and we're still friends and we had a massive soulmate connection, but I didn't feel like I hit the lottery and like I didn't feel like it was the love of my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, and how do I know? I was young and I thought I had to make that leap to leave him. And that was in 1998. And it was the summer of 1998 that I went to Spain for the whole summer, visiting my family there. And I didn't drink. I started drinking. Like I did everything opposite. So if I was a good girl, I went into like being a bad girl.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, life shortly after turned into a shit show. And I lost everything and horrible. Like, but that's the whole Saturn return because I was 29 years old. Oh, I just gave my age out.
That's crazy.
But yeah. So somebody joined us for like a split second, but I guess they weren't interested.
All right, bye.
I know how for 1 second? Can you even tell?
Yeah.
Or again, maybe because they're coming back because I used to do tarot readings. And so once they clicked and they saw there's no tarot readings, I don't know. I feel like, what are you most interested in? Tarot, astrology? Like, that's what I texted you earlier. I'm like, what do you spend most of your time doing when you don't have to be working or something like that?
Tarot, I am on and off with. Astrology, I'm into, but I don't study other people's charts and stuff. I just kind of know my own stuff. But it's mostly tarot, but I do readings for other people more than I think I do watching videos and stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like I have a connection to the cards naturally, so I just kind of I like it and I like what they teach, but I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time researching this stuff. I just feel connected to it, I guess.
I keep looking at you. I keep wanting to look at you. I know. I'm like, well,
I talk to the moon a lot. I don't know.
You talk to the moon a lot. That's good. Because I actually have a new moon intention list that I've given to my...
I always try to pay attention to the full moon and the new moon and even the half moons. They're really just phases. They go with you. So yeah, I always try to at night just notice, figure out where the moon is and just be like, hey moon, this is what's going on. Hope you're doing okay.
So would you call yourself spiritual or...
Yeah.
So what's your thing? What's your attraction with astrology or the moon? What's your attraction to this?
I just feel like it's the only thing that makes sense. It's logic to me, not magic. It's real. It's something I guess I can like I guess tarot cards let me like tangibly like talk to the universe. It's something tangible I can hold and like see in front of me on the table, and then I can like use that as my little passageway to talking to the universe.
Funny you said that because I just looked at my deck that I had right here on my right, and I was like, again, not that I'm trying to see. I don't like we talked about as well over the phone. You know, I want to talk about everything that I do, like
Yeah.
tarot, astrology, all of it. But
Mhm.
I can't go back to what I did in 2020 where I was doing readings to help people get through that period. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? While I was sitting at home and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, that's not me. I'm not a tarot reader for YouTube of all the signs. You know, I do
Yeah.
personal readings. But
Yeah.
even what I do, I used to do it more often before. I think when you're going through the whole journey of tarot, the esoteric, finding answers, and say you go to astrology to find answers, to get to know yourself better or to see what's coming, right? And then, you know, like a forecast. And then with tarot, the same thing. Like, am I going to get this job, or is this guy going to call me back, or whatever? And as the years have gone by, I used to read the tarot to myself every day.
Mhm.
I would be playing with the cards like hours and hours every single day. But then once I got busy, once I made decisions in my life, and once I got busy, I didn't do it. And now I'll do it like if I'm thinking about getting into a new venture, I'll consult the cards.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But
Yeah.
typically now, because I pray so much and I meditate so much, that I get all these answers that I don't need the physical copy of it.
Yeah.
But I
No.
still enjoy reading people, you know? And
Yeah.
like right now,
Yeah.
right when you were mentioning the tarot, I don't know, again, our psychic connection that
Yeah.
maybe I knew you were going to say tarot coming out of your mouth, because then before you literally said it, I looked over to the deck and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this out while you're saying it, not
Yeah.
knowing where you're going to go with it. And I go, you know what? Why not? Let me shuffle the cards right now.
Yeah. Let's see what they gotta say. I
And
kind of
yeah, exactly. Just like exactly like
yeah.
whatever they want to say. What is it for you and me and whoever's watching this now
Yeah.
or later in the replay, right?
Yeah.
Because
It's weird you said that thing about the like you went through phases too, because I feel like when I first got into tarot, I would like not even want to leave my house without the deck, because I was like, I have to pull my cards to see if I should go to Acme or ShopRite today. Like it's just little stuff like that. I was like, I just wish I had my cards like always. But now I feel like I pull my cards out more often for other people than I do even for myself, which I just like studying the cards. I like the concept of like the evolution of tarot, like from beginning to end, like all the 72 cards. I just that makes the most sense to me in the realm of like what is life.
I love that you said that, and I love the way you said it too. And while I was shuffling, I had a flipper.
A wood jumper. Which one is that? Swords.
The star.
Oh, the star.
This is from the angel deck. It was a gift a friend of mine gave me
Oh, that's
last year for my
pretty.
birthday. And let me see, I'll show you the box.
Ooh, pretty.
And it doesn't really say much. It's still the same stuff, right? With the
Yeah.
swords and the major arcana, minor arcana. But Angel of Hope
Mm.
is what it says underneath,
I do like the star. The star is a
right?
good card.
So it's about cleansing.
Hmm.
It's about a wish upon a star, is what I just heard in my head. So I'm
I
like,
like
why did
that.
this one flip? And I think honestly, it's because we're talking about it. The fact that we're talking about the universe, tarot. Um, I think that's why it flipped out.
Yeah, and
Like,
the star's kind of like the baby. It's not the fool, but it's like the baby after you kind of go through that first phase of like
it's
whatever.
number
It's
17.
yeah,
You
it's
know
kind
that.
of like right in the middle there.
Well, it's funny because, wow, because, you know, with the whole, I don't like to use the word because I get flagged and
Hmm.
whatnot. but here it is, so you can read it. So
The evil.
that topic, that's
Yep.
heavy right now, right?
Yeah.
Starts with an E, Lections. I don't know if the bots picked that up too. Because again,
Maybe.
it's like we can't even say anything. Well, okay, let me take that back. We can say whatever we want, but here are the consequences.
Yeah.
While we're giving people, not people, YouTube content for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But so I am curious because I know that there's massive manipulation going on in our world.
Just the entertainment industry in general is
They are sick, twisted, low lives, in my opinion. They're such prostitutes to the money that I know that they're willing to sell their soul and lie through their teeth to keep that money and that status. The ego is so fueled and inflated. But that card, the fact that it flipped out without us asking any questions, it just happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good sign. The fact, especially with this angel deck of the Angel of Hope, is the star card. Then things, I mean, they got to get better. But I do think shit's going to get worse before it gets better. Because that's the only time we wake up, create
that's
action.
Always the case, right? Yeah.
So, I don't know, should I just pull a card out or?
I usually wait till one kind of falls, but I don't know. I was also doing my cards earlier while I was waiting, and I pulled, what did I pull? The Seven of Swords, which I've been getting a lot, which is about like manipulation, kind of like watch your back, like someone's lying to you, someone's deceiving you.
That's what I mean. So hold on. Now you're giving me chills. Now I'm getting chills, and I'm literally gonna cut the deck. Hold on.
What's crazy too is I've been getting that card so much, and I like never really understood what it was pointing to, but like that's like the obvious thing in front of my face is just all this politic-y stuff is lying, deceiving. Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the deck card.
Mm.
8 of Wands.
8 of Wands.
Journeys.
I like the wands too.
Right, it's a fire, it's action, it's also communication card.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that I haven't done it in a couple months, but up until a couple months ago, I was at least using this deck every Sunday, and I would do a 7-card spread to see what's coming in my week, what to expect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, till Sunday, Sunday, Monday. And I just haven't done it lately. I've been really busy, and I'm just more like on the ride instead of like instead of looking at the weather forecast to see if it's going to rain to take your umbrella. I was just like, I'm just going to be in action. Punches. Exactly. Right. Whatever comes to me, comes my way, whatever. So this is the bottom, and I'm just reading general. And I think because of what you just said, I'm going to pull the first top 3 of the deck that I already shuffled.
Yeah.
First card.
What's that one?
The Devil.
Oh.
And I knew, because when you were talking about the 7 of Swords and manipulation, boom.
Going.
Ooh, shit, girl. The cards are listening.
You're pulling all like high power cards too.
In order.
Oh, is that the 10 of Pentacles?
10 of Cups.
Oh, 10 of Cups. Okay. That's a good one, though.
But notice how you talked about the moon.
Yeah.
And of course, the moon has
with
come
the
out.
Star. Is the moon's after the star? What number's the moon?
It's after. You're absolutely right. The star's 17 and the moon is 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very interesting with the Devil, Angel of Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about our politics and our current, shit, shit in the air or whatever you want to call it. And then home, 10 of Cups. That's completion. This is about this country. This is about our home. This is about where we live right now. The bullshit, the devil in the works.
The
fucking with
sneaky.
shit,
Mm-hmm.
fucking with shit.
The
So you're not really
illogical.
chained. You have the freedom that you don't even know you have, and you're waiting for the devil to give it to you. Yo, that's what's coming through. About the home, all your goods, your family, the love, all that wonderful life you have. Guess what? There's motherfuckers in the way. And then we got the moon as the outcome, and it's the angel of dreams.
Mm-hmm. What you're sitting there saying like, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. In reality, you have it the whole time.
Exactly.
There's just something blocking you.
And this is the journey, and it's going to be through communications. So we're going to see a lot on the news, radio, podcast. There's going to be a lot of talk of this so-called freedom that's, like you said, with the Seven of Swords, about our home, our lifestyle, our heating, all that stuff they're talking about, climate change. Like, this was coming through me. And it's the moon, like, because it's not, I just heard this in my head. People are still sleeping. As many people have been waking up, people are still sleeping. Look at that on the top.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
yeah, you're right. Dreaming. It's not action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
also, I just got like holograms. I just got like what?
Ooh, like the Matrix, like a glitch.
Yeah, like what appears is not real, like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that's like my Seven of Swords. Like, things might look all fine and dandy, but then you turn your back for a second and you're getting stabbed in the back.
Hello, Seven of Swords? Again with the whole the E word.
Mm-hmm.
People doing nefarious shit, sneaky shit. Did you see that? I mean, I talked about it on my other channel because literally people were asking me, Olga, you're going to talk about the E stuff? And I was like, yeah, you got to. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and like spend all this time proving how fucked up it is. No, at the end of the day, it's that how many videos, how many things, how many times you can't even go to the DMV and get them to do their job normal because they're getting paid to do nothing. And they're getting paid and they got all their holidays off and paid and all that stuff. You know, these government workers, politicians and government workers, I mean, we know it's a shit show. They don't really do their job. They don't really care. They're getting paid either way. And it's us having to deal with them and how it's complicating our life or giving us a bad day or whatever. And that Seven of Swords, dude, your Seven of Swords is talking to me more than these cards right now. Because literally did you hear about like in Arizona where people were going to vote and they're like, oh yeah, well, only the Democrat machines work, but not the other one. How's that even legal?
Yeah, what's even?
So don't give me this, oh, don't question that, they're conspiracy theories, you're a MAGA, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you guys don't have any shame even to be like, no, this machine works, but not, wait, how is that fair? So anybody that's coming in to vote for the other has to go somewhere else?
That's so weird.
I mean, there was another instance where, Pennsylvania, they ran out of paper ballots.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you can't vote because there's no more paper ballots.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you can't come here to do the thing you came to do.
So is it incompetence or is it Seven of Swords? I'm not going to order more paper ballots. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Didn't do their job that day.
That'll help my side.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, dude, it's a shit show. I just got chills in my right leg just thinking about that. Like these cards, it's like even if I pull out more cards, reshuffle, I already know. The energy to me is very clear.
Yeah,
it's a
story.
It's a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm wondering if last week when we did our live stream, we had somebody join up. I think it's because they saw us pulling up your chart. And that's what happens, that people decide whether they're going to watch once they scroll or whatever. And if they don't see what they're interested in, they move forward.
Yeah, I guess. We definitely, I definitely like the little duo between like tarot and astrology charts. That's that there's something there. Can't figure out what it was, but there's something there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And for those that are watching the replay, I mean, we could be doing this pre-recorded, but we're doing it live so that you guys can ask us questions.
Mm-hmm.
And because, you know, Marissa and I have two different styles, two different perspectives. We're two different generations. And her and I, we go off. Like
Yeah.
when
We'll
we're
kind
on
of
our
just
own on the phone or in person, we're just like boom, boom, boom about everything, anybody. And it always comes back to astrology, tarot. But I think, Marissa, I think it's because you're, call it passion, creativity. I mean, I don't know what, not to give it a label, but the feeling that I'm getting is that you want answers.
Mhm.
You want to understand the world better. You want to be able to exist in this world at your best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you
I
just
like to
like
try to understand like everything, even though I know that's impossible. I just like to make my best attempt at making everything like logical and sensical.
right, right. Well said. I mean, because who doesn't? People are always asking me stuff. Do you
Mhm.
think women should do this, or how should it be our first date, and should I be the first one to call, and like, you know, and then there's all these stupid rules, right? Like don't everybody knows you shouldn't reply to a text, or you shouldn't reach out after your date for like 2 days or whatever. You know, all these stupid ass rules. So people do want answers. People do want to know, should I do this? Should I not?
Mhm.
And for me, the tarot is about, and astrology is about understanding your makeup,
Mhm.
understanding your weaknesses, your strengths, maximizing that. And same with the tarot, where for me, it's always been where I use the tarot until I could trust my own intuition, until I could develop the intuition. So when I do teach people tarot, that's the one of the things I also do is to show them you shouldn't be dependent on that. But it's okay if you do it like as a meditation. Like I said, like I used to do it every day just to shuffle. Just shuffling itself
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
calming to me.
Yeah.
And now I don't need it.
Journaling in a way,
Yes.
kind of.
Yes. So what's happening in your world? Friends, girlfriends, any drama?
I have a shit ton of work drama right now, and actually, on the full moon, the
The
eclipse,
eclipse.
my manager got a phone call that he had to transfer back to the other place that he just came from. So I lost a manager on the full moon eclipse. So there was my big fucking change, uprising, loss of power and structure and everything. So that's great. I actually just got off
Did
the
you like him?
phone. Yeah, I loved him. I actually literally that day I told him, I was like, honestly, because he was just an assistant manager, and I was like, honestly, I kind of think that you would be a better fit for a general manager, and then bump the other guy down to assistant manager. And then within the next 2 hours, he was like, yeah, this is my last day here. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Yep. So that was fun. I just got off the phone with HR today, though, because I did call them about that, among other manager things. So a lot of work drama.
Do you remember what you said in the last live stream about the lunar eclipse? We knew people were going to be eclipsed out. We said that.
Yeah.
But like most people watching this type of content, they already know that.
Yeah.
But do you remember saying something specific?
About like what the eclipse meant.
Oh no, you know what? Well, because we covered it. Like we knew what this specific full moon lunar eclipse was bringing, all that. And then we pull up your chart. And did we talk about work as well? What was happening in your work sector? I feel like we did touch base on that.
Yeah, I think I forget what it was, but you did. Oh, it was the teaching and learning or whatever. The teacher thing you were saying.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Did we look at your career sector? The 10th house and the 6th house. I
I don't
find
know.
that it,
Yeah, I don't
like,
know
where's
if we
the
like.
Pluto? Because you're an ascendant Scorpio? No,
My ascendant is
Gemini?
Capricorn.
I read so many charts, I can't remember.
I don't even remember. Now I feel like it is. I don't know. Now I'm confusing myself. I don't remember if we went into my like career though. Last time.
Um,
But
because that would be in. Like, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me see if I can log in. Tell me I did save your. Because sometimes I also run out of room, and then I have to delete people. Marissa. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, I put you in the other website. So I remember I do like astro.com or astroseek. Please tell me that I saved it. Because remember, it's a different site and I'm not used to using it. And so I saved it, but then I can't find it. Like I'm just not familiar. And I like the website, but I haven't used it for years like I do the other one. See, let me see. I got my friends. See, I'm thinking if I click on my friends, then your info is still there. I know I saved your stuff. Wait, seek users. I feel like there's I know for a fact that there's a place where it's like saved information. That's why I clicked on my friends, but I think my friends with this website is you're not looking at your chart? Are you on the computer or are you on the phone?
no, I'm just on my phone. I don't have anything right now. And I still have not heard back in the last 30 minutes from this fucking car place. I'm getting mad.
Okay, what's your birthday again?
September 2nd, 1998.
What time?
10:14 p.m.
Where were you born?
Westchester, PA.
I remember the same thing happened last time where it's giving me like Alabama, DC. I'm like, why can't you give me the freaking Pennsylvania one? I still can't believe because I always think of you as Jersey.
I know. Well, I've lived in Jersey for like 20 years. I moved to Jersey when I was like 5.
Okay, wait. You know what? I think I gotta. Yep, that's what it is. I was putting it all together. So I'm gonna screen share real quick. Just curiosity. Here's your chart, girl, and in the current transits. Right, the outer planets are the transiting ones. This is the inner ones. Is your birth chart. What's happening in your 6th house? Oh, no, not much. In your 10th house. Hmm. And the moon was it a week ago, the full moon? Or was the moon?
I think it was in Saturn.
November 8th? It was November 8th.
Yeah.
So the moon was transiting Taurus for everybody, but you're in your 2nd house. And that's other people's money. And what's directly in front of the 8th house of sex, secrets, the esoteric. And you got all this communication and sun happening. Huh. Right. Scorpio, Taurus. Yeah, definitely career stuff, definitely work environment, money, the things that affect your money. And the fact that you didn't see it coming.
Oh, yeah.
How you just said he just got a phone call like, hey, you're out.
Out of the blue. Yeah, definitely.
And because eclipses do that, but it's specifically, what else on your chart? Okay, that was last week. Now today is the 11th, which, hello, 11/11, November
Oh my
11th.
god, yeah, you're right. What the heck? I didn't even notice that.
It just came to me.
Oh my
I
god.
think I noticed it this morning too, like, because it was 11. I look up at the time on my computer and I see November 11th and it was 11:10 or something like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, and then now it's
It's literally 11 11. 11 11 2 2. A lot of angel numbers.
I've been off all day. Like, and I look at us with this live. Like,
I know.
we're unusually kind of quiet
I know.
and
I
like,
felt off today too. The second you called me, you were like, "Are you okay?" I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, yeah."
And I was already having a hard time,
And
like,
you know what?
getting my.
I was off yesterday too. I had to do like a shoot yesterday, and I showed up, and I was just like around all these people, and I'm like, you know, I just feel off. I don't feel like myself today. Weird.
I mean, we could also see the weather, right? Because the hurricane, the rain, because we're both northeast.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, because you and I, once we go on, we're all. Come on, we could spend an hour on the phone easy.
I know. Yeah.
Like, we're like duh. We're both like duh, because even I could have shit to complain about, but like.
My boyfriend was just fucking. I keep cursing. I need to stop doing that.
I'm telling you, I'm having that kind of day too. I never curse on this channel.
I know. I said the F word like 8 times, and I'm like, why?
I know. I was like, you never did use that often. Today's weird. Go ahead.
I know. He was just yelling at me for financial stuff and like not making. I don't know. He was just saying some stupid stuff like, "Oh, you don't have benefits and you barely make any money. You work 3 days a week, yada yada yada."
So about moving in together?
Kind of. I guess that's why he's bringing it up now.
And see, I'm looking at your transits for today. And again, I mean, it's in everybody's chart, like the Taurus, Scorpio, and that's why the money, the stocks, like whether you follow it or not, it's not looking good and it's going to look worse. And again, but it's all by design. Okay. It's all manipulated. Remember that whole GameStop thing? Do you remember that story with GameStop?
No,
And how a bunch of people on Reddit teamed up to be like, let's keep putting money, in this GameStop that's worth nothing. And then when all these people that are manipulating everything were like, whoa, 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 hold on a second.
Yeah.
And they used apps like Robinhood to like, that's it, we're freezing it. No, you weren't supposed to make money. You know what I mean? Only us, not you.
Ew.
About
that's exactly how stocks are supposed to work, though. You can't just shut them off.
That's what I mean. Like, but just everybody just goes about their day, and that's why nothing changes. Remember when they did the whole Wall Street, what they call it? They called it Occupation Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? That was like 10 years ago. Then again, you were very young. You probably...
Yeah. I feel like I learned about it happening.
I'm looking at your chart. I'm sorry. I was sharing and then I wasn't sharing. But so the moon today is in your 3rd house, communications, philosophy, and you got Gemini in the 3rd house. Oh, yeah. And Mars. No wonder your boyfriend's like, here's the Mars right here, transiting your Gemini, communications in the 3rd house of beliefs. So he believes one way, you believe in another.
Oh, yeah.
As far as like, the way you guys are
economically,
and the way you're expressing it verbally,
yeah.
Which is the Gemini. And again, wasn't he a Leo? He's a Leo, right?
He's a Leo, but he's also a cusper. He's the 20th or 23rd.
And look where your Mars is at. It's in Cancer, pointing right at freaking Leo over here.
Yeah.
But it's got that Venus Mars conjunct right there in Cancer. That's a hard aspect. But on the positive note, and I mean as far as relationships go, on the positive note, it makes people extremely charming, and that's you. That's in your natal chart. But anyway, so yeah, this guy, to him, you're irresistible. To him and to everyone. Like, you have a pull and attraction, but it does make things a little more complicated because you have, again, like if people live together and they're too much up each other's ass,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, that's the way I'm interpreting it intuitively as I'm looking at the chart.
Yeah.
But you can look it up. Look up, what does it mean? What's a typical person that has a conjunction of Venus and Mars in the same house? Because they're both, see how close they are, and they're in your fourth house of home and family, and it's in the house of Cancer, which is the home and family.
Yeah. Mars and Venus, third house.
This also would tell me someone that had their parents be divorced is also another thing that tends to be consistent with a Venus conjunct Mars. But like you're getting super lucky. You got Jupiter here transiting your ascendant, right where your Jupiter is in your natal chart. So this is okay. You'll like make a ton of money, and then all of a sudden you won't have any money. It'll be like extreme. Like all of a sudden you're booked all day. You got all these clients, or you're making all this money, and then you don't make shit, and you're like, what happened? Like it's like a lucky thing to have, and at the same time, it's too much of a good thing. Kind of like pushes it away.
Yeah, that's always. I think we talked about that a little bit last week, though, because like in the winter, not a lot of people want to do like outside shoots and whatever, and also just with the holidays, with like tipping and serving, people are generous sometimes, but other times they're like, oh, I just spent $500 on my kids for Christmas. I can't tip you anything. So,
right.
I'm sure it'll be a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, though, you'll still have work.
Yeah.
Most people right now,
true
it's crazy energy. And we're talking energies that haven't happened this way since literally like 1854. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we are living in a massive historic moment right now. And energies are crazy. And there's not one astrologer that can't say how crazy shit is.
Yeah.
But they keep wanting to fluff it up, and tell you the positive. But the positive, it's like, no. Yeah. There really is no positive right now.
It's horrible.
It's like, no, because it's meant to be in order to change the world, typically things have to collapse.
It's a cycle.
And people are in denial. People are stuck. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, remember like last week or, other times that I've done live and people ask me to do a reading live, whether it's astrologically or tarot, it's like, here's the best advice I can give at this moment. This is not a time for predictions. This is not a time for me to like, oh, you're going to get that job, or yeah, do this. This is what you should be doing. This is the opposite. This energy that's happening right now, in a nutshell, it's you need to not use your head in a sense. You need to literally rely on your intuition 100% right now. That's the only thing that will get you through. There is no definitive answer. There isn't. It's all like, I'm like, when they, like in a lottery, like when they have the little balls in the lottery and they spin it, that's where we're at. There is no way that you're going to open the right door, close the wrong door. You get what I'm saying? It's gotta be, it's not about, should I do this or should I stay at my job or hence, oh my God, I can't believe I just got laid off.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it coming. That's what we're talking about. And then what are you going to do now?
Yeah. Do you have a plan? Do you have structure, foundation, anywhere
That's
else?
The thing. That's not happening right now. So the only thing is if you can, like a cat, land on your feet. Mm-hmm. So don't be like, like don't get stuck on, oh, I went to college or I did this or I can only do this. No. This is a time of how creative can you be?
Yeah.
And resourceful to get through these times, because that is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not about the job. It's not about the marriage. It's not about the dating. Like, if you're dating someone and you're still dating, great. If you're still dating someone that is not worth the fight, it's time to get out. Like, this is not a time of, oh, maybe they're this young, or maybe they're just stressed out at work or whatever the situation. I'm not talking for you. I'm talking, this is globally. This is including me even. Whether it's with friendships, lovers, this is not a time. I can remember I just answered the phone call the other day of a friend of mine, and she was complaining about, I don't know, some not stupid meeting, but anyway, it was a big deal for her. She was like, oh, this person came in, they were talking on this stuff, they don't know what they're doing. And I'm just like, literally like, but granted, I have my earpiece on, right? But I'm like, really? Really? Yeah. Really? Like, that's not the kind of energy you should be wasting your time in. No, like, that's my message to the world. Yeah. And that's a reminder for you and me, all of us, that it's beyond that shit.
Yeah, nobody got time for that anymore.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You made that come to me. Oh, okay. Well, I know you have to go.
You're like, after I get off this phone call, I'm going to just call the car place. That's ridiculous. I dropped that off at 11 o'clock.
And what they tell you? Like, they give you like an hour, 2 hours?
Like 2 hours. They were like, yeah, we'll text you when it's ready. It should be like 2 hours. Can't rely on nobody these days.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you positive energy.
All right.
That you get your car ASAP, that you enjoy the rest of your day. But again, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, who knows?
That's the message, I think, for today and for the next few months. I'm not kidding. At least until March of 2023.
Yeah.
And we're just look at the stars.
We're in deep. We are in deep.
Yes. But I have a feeling, intuitively, that you and I are going to be cooking something really, really special next Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just came to me right now. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do.
It's going to be some magical card reading or something. Who knows? Yeah.
Actually, you know how I just pulled up that chart, or I mean, not the chart, but when I was looking up the age and the date of birth of the Tom McDonald, those two artists, and Nova Rockefeller? What if we start sharing, like for example, Oprah just did not endorse Dr. Oz, which shocked a lot of people, and endorsed Fetterman. What if we read all these people and we tell the future? We read their charts and we do a reading for each.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like people.
Like whoever's like current in the news.
Current. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're just like, yo, here's what's up with these people.
And then we can, either me or you, I can pull a card to like help us, because the cards don't have to be like what's happening in your future. You can use that just for this stuff, like what are we missing in the puzzle piece, and the cards
yes
like, this.
Well said, because you're so right.
Yes,
you're so right. I mean, I had a client that called me. I mean, I have so many requests that what I'm getting at is that there was one particular that her tenant wasn't paying rent. And so she knew to trust me that I didn't have to read the cards, but she still wanted me to. She's like, oh, please, like, I'll pay you. Like, I'm really stressed out about this. I'm like, I'm going to tell you right now what the card's going to say, but okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And I pull the card out and I'm like, she is going to pay you.
Yeah.
She's going to take her time to pay you, but she is going to pay you. And then she's like, but what about in the future? She's going to keep doing this? And I'm like, nope, according to the card, she won't. Yeah. She didn't believe it because she was already paranoid that she had to beg her for the money for like 2 months. And yet the cards were by one card. One card. I was like, you're going to be fine. You're not going to have to worry about this girl. Yeah. It's like a one-time thing. And then like 2 months later, she's like, look, she's late again. I'm like, trust me on this one. Yeah. You're afraid. So you're assuming, and you're worried that the worst case scenario that she doesn't pay you and that you have to send her emails and texts and whatnot. And I'm like, so finally 3 or 4 months went by. I'm like, so you haven't talked about your tenant? What's going on? Oh yeah. She's been paying. Yeah. Of course, because if she hadn't been paying, she would have called me for help, guidance, whatever. And I was like, I'm telling you, the card said it. It was not going to be a norm moving forward.
Yeah.
So get that out of your head. Like, and again, if people could just listen, that if the answers are right there, stop messing with your head. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have trust. And if I'm wrong, then come back to me like 6 months later, said you were wrong. Like, she never paid. I had to kick her out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I specifically said exactly. And I even said from that card that it was an issue with how she spends money. Not that she didn't have the money. It's how she spends money. And sure enough, it all came out to light. She sent her an email. She explained herself. Girl. So I'm wondering, that would be a lot of fun for us. And at the same time, we'd have like receipts. We'd have proof of like, yo, we called it out. We called this out.
And then we can get it going week by week.
Oh my God. See, now that was a download.
Yeah.
Right when you and I were like, okay, gotta go. And then I wasn't trying to keep us on.
Yeah.
We were saying goodbye, but he just went right through me. I was like, wait, why are we going to get excited next week?
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right.
Then we'll end here. Until next week.
Done. Much love. Many blessings,
Bye, everybody.
sweetheart. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.